Welcome to Module 5, when we are going to develop the draft of the current part we have built in Module 3. We have the Unit 1, the lever, with two principal views, the front view and a revolver section. To do this draft, first we obtain a template. The first step is to change the size of the suite to a A3, in which we are going to develop the draft. With the View Wizard tool, we select the part with the part file, was introduce the front view. After the View Wizard, the principal tool is selected. With this tool, we can obtain more views from one principal. In this case, we only one view. And now note that the scale is 1, and we are going to change the data in the title box of the draft. We change the scale to 1:1, natural scale, and the name of the draft to lever. Well, change the name. What we need now is to make the section, the revolver section AA we have in the final draft. This is a section by two pieces of planes, one horizontal and other inclined, and is the view we are going to make. First, we need to make the cutting plane. To do that, we will use the cutting plane tool. Select first the view, and then with the line tool, we are going to make the line that produces the cutting plane. From the middle point to the center of the cylinder. And now we want to have a parallel side, parallel plane to the inclined arm of the lever. Once we have finished, we close the cutting plane. And we have two options of point of view to make the section. We select the one we need, and now we are going to change the properties of the cutting line. We want thick, thin, that is thin in the middle, thick in the corner and ends. And now we have obtained in options, we can in view and display as printed, obtain a more realistic view of the draft corresponding to the printed occasion. We save the file, and now we are going to obtain the section. Previously, we make up a little the view. To obtain the section, we use the tool section, and first select the line, and select the side of the plane we are going to use as base. In this case, the horizontal one. In this case, we have obtained a deformed section, and we want to revolve it to obtain both parts of the cutting plane in a straight. Well, the section we have obtained is a completed cutted, and the standard says that the arms happen to be must not to be cutted. So we have to edit the section view. Draw in view is the correct selection, and the first step is to erase the patterns, fillet patterns that having to go. Well, the first is to change the aspect of the pattern, reducing the spacing, and we have to draw some lines in the view, visible lines, to obtain the correct contour to make the hatch pattern. We draw these lines in the limit from the cylinder and the arms, and the high end on the thread part of the cylinder, we are going to change the hidden line to visible line. With the tool, change the table line. Now we make a hatch pattern with 1.5 mm of spacing in this zone, in the other. Well, we have obtained already close draw in view, and the next step is save the file and set the center line for the view. Begin with the section. We have selected center line by 2 points. We select the midpoint of the left end of the view and the midpoint of the right end of the view. For the hole in the left side, we're going to use the 2 lines mold. For the central cylinder, we are going to use again 2-point center line. We are free to use the method more comfortable. Now we have to put an inclined center mark in the cylinder of the end of the inclined arm. To do that, we use the center mark with the option of use dimension axis. We select the dimension axis, and now when we pick, we obtain an inclined center mark as we wish. In the next video, we will set the dimension that is the only that fall.